Why am I a nice person? Oh, now we're really gonna inflate the old ego here. But no, it was a decision I made, a very, very purposeful decision I made when I was a kid to be a nice person. Now bear with me, this is extremely important, and this was a huge turning point in my life. I observed that there was this one fellow who was many, many years older than me. I was, I don't know, in middle school or something like that. That awkward age where you're just trying to figure out life. You have no idea what's going on. But at that moment in your life, you think you know everything. You're like, I got it. This is cool. But how many people actually want to remember middle school when they grow up? None of them. They're all like, I just want to forget that period in my life. Well, when I was at that time in my life, I observed a fellow in high school, and his name was Toby Northfield. And he was a very, very popular fellow. But the thing is, he was also a really, really nice person. Like, if you talked about Toby and said, this is Toby, describe him, someone would immediately describe him as calling him a nice person. That's just how you described him. And now, initially I wasn't quite sure about that, because whenever I was nice, someone would call me a goody two-shoes, which really shouldn't bother me, but it did back then. And especially when you're in a group of people and you're just like, no, I'm not a goody two-shoes. I do bad things. Which sounds completely moronic, but at that time, it makes all the sense in the world. You're just like, I don't want to be labeled as anything, let alone a goody two-shoes. But to be labeled as a nice person. What occurred to me was this fellow was popular, but he was still nice. So it was possible to have both of those things. Interesting. And what that would require would be to be humble. Because when you're humble, you just can't let things bother you. You know what I mean? Using the previous example, well, he's just a goody two-shoes. You just have to shrug your shoulders and say, yeah, I guess so. Or, yeah, whatever. Which can be very, very difficult, as I said before, especially in a group of people. And they're all saying, yeah, you've never seen Titanic or something like that. Not kidding. Trivial things like that. So I decided at that moment, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to do this. And whether I'm popular or not, I don't really care at this moment, but I'm going to see how far I get with this whole being nice thing. And let me tell you, it's a great reputation to have. Now, I need to say that I am not nice all the time. I'm not like this little angel that just floats around and bestows benevolent gifts upon my little followers. No, that's ridiculous. But I tell myself I'm not going to be a scumbag Steve. I'm going to try to be nice to this person. And what flows out of that is just so much joy and so much peace, and it's so nice to not to overuse this word, but it's so nice to have that reputation, because reputations are extremely hard to build, and it only takes that one mean thing to someone to undo a lot of work. But that work that you do build up, so many people want that. They want that reputation. And it's not too late to start on trying to be nice, just like Toby. Another thing that you should keep in mind, and this was the greatest lesson I have ever learned about your place in society, that is like your level, how popular you are or how not popular you are. The key to being popular, not to say that, oh, I'm so famous or anything, but I will be honest, people know my name more than I know their name. That's just my life. People come up to me, hey, Beau, and I've never seen them before in my life, but they're like, oh, I've seen your YouTube video, or oh, I've seen you around here, or something. And I just introduce myself officially, and they're like, yeah, I know who you are. I'm like, look, I'm really sorry, but I don't know who you are. And I try to be a nice person. But the best advice I got was from a good friend, still good friends with him, Nathan DeMar. And he said the following: Beau, when you are out on the dance floor at high school, act like a fool, and people will think you're cool. Wow, it sounds like such no-duh advice, but that is so profound, and it works. Act like a fool, and people think you're cool. Now, of course, I have to preface that with, there is a time for everything, but being mature and respected doesn't necessarily mean that you should not be immature. It's all about timing. Being mature is knowing when to be immature. And when you're out on a dance floor at a high school, it's okay to be immature. Not to the point of like inappropriate, like, hey, we're gonna have sex out here on this dance floor. Come on, people. But it's okay to just let yourself go and have fun. That's what I mean. Have fun. Not to the point of being inappropriate, but just, you know what I mean by have fun. So that is the key to being I shouldn't use the word popular, but well-known. There we go. A well-known person.